Assalamualaikum and greetings to the panels who are watching. My name is Alya Binti RafaIe, and today I will be presenting on my first semester second year final project, which is to design a cultural and community center. I introduce to you my design, Teratak Danau. Now going to my first presentation board, I will give a short brief on the objective of this final project. So this final project aims for us to design a double-story cultural and community center with a build-up space of 400 to 500 square meters of minimum 32 packs. So the problem statement of my site is that it's a public park called Hutan Bandar Putra at Kulai Johor. So this park has actually provided many facilities for its visitors. However, it lacks any sorts of water activities that utilizes the main lake, and there are no indoor spaces for people to buy food. Furthermore, most of the facilities are aimed at small children, such as the small wading pool and the playground, and not much is served for the older youth. So the way I tackled this problem is by having my design to serve the youth with a couple of unique activities such as stand-up paddleboarding done at the lake and some art spaces indoors. I also provided an exhibition hall to showcase their work that they have done at the art spaces, and also a cafe open to the public. So as mentioned just now, I chose to design a youth center, which by definition means a place where young people, commonly at the age range of 13 to 25 years old, can meet and participate in a variety of activities. My design provides both outdoor and indoor activities that take advantage of the site. For example, I introduced stand-up paddleboarding as an outdoor activity that utilizes the main lake. I also provided a balcony-like art space that overviews the lake so that the youth can gain inspiration and serenity from the natural surrounding. Now going to my design concept. I initially aimed to showcase a relationship between youth and culture. So with that, I broke down some words that relate to both of these subjects. With youth, my first thought was to design spaces that are homey and exciting, whereas in cultural aspects, spaces that displays vernacular styles and detailed ornaments. With these thoughts in mind, I came up with the name of Teratak Danau, with Teratak meaning a humble home and Danau meaning lake. Basically, the name of my design derives from the concept in combining a cultural style with youthful activities. So from my concept, I decided to take inspiration from some cultural styles found near my site. The Lee Grandeur Palm Resort and the Pusat Rekreasi Minda found in Hutan Bandar Putra mainly influenced my two-layer roof design. I also researched some traditional ornaments design and found that the Riche Wajid ornament symbolizes unity in a community, which actually relates deeply to my youth center, as it aims to bring together youths of all races in Kulai. So the last thing I will show from my first presentation board is the key plan, the location plan, and the site plan. As you can see, my roof is a two-layer roof in the shape of a hexagon. Moving on to my second presentation board, I will now talk about the spaces in my ground floor and first floor. So as you can see here, from the existing walkway, there is an ingress in the form of a curved concrete pathway, which directs users to the entrance. Along that pathway is the bicycle parking and also the loading bay, and on the right side is a similar parking for the management officers. So as you can see from the entrance, you will enter the lobby and directly see the receptionist counter. From the lobby, there are 3 different spaces that you can enter, which are the cafe, the foyer, and the wet area. So the cafe, as mentioned, is the only space that is open to the public, whereas the rest of the spaces can only be accessed by the youth members. So for the cafe, it consists of a kiosk and dining tables and also an elongated table that faces the west side. This was done so that users can view the sunset during the evening while they eat, and the louvered wall also gives a shadow effect from the sunset that makes it a great photography setting for the youth. Inside the cafe, there is also a mini arcade space as an additional entertainment space. Connected to the kiosk space is a room to store food and a door that leads to the refuse chamber that is hidden from the public view by a brick wall and a decorative tree. Seen next to it is an M&E room accessed from the outside. Here you can see a foyer where users can sit and probably have a chat and maybe take photos at the staircase because of its unique shape. Then next I will talk about the wet area. Okay, so the floor of the wet area uses WPC vinyl flooring as it is waterproof. And this wet area connects to both the male and female changing room and toilets, as well as the locker area with the registration counter for paddleboarders. So at the far end of the wet area, you can see the paddleboard preparation room where all the users can obtain their paddleboards from the storage and will prepare themselves before going down to the decking. And here there is also a medical emergency room in case of any accidents happening during this activity. So you can see here are stairs that goes down to the curved decking where paddleboarders can dock their boards. Alright, I will now go up to the first floor spaces and explain them. So from the staircase, you will reach an open balcony that provides a breathtaking view of the lake. So the orientation of this balcony isn't only because of the good view, but also because of the strong prevailing wind from the south. This wind is also the reason why I designed the inward curve shape, as this directs the wind along the curved walls and gives a much stronger breeze towards the users at this space. Alright, to the right side of that is the art space that I've mentioned just now, and it provides supplies such as these easels. So to the north of this art space is the management office, and then to the left is the exhibition room that can hold a maximum of 32 users in this space. So here are some interior perspective views of the spaces that I've mentioned just now. Here's the art space, the exhibition space, the management office, the cafe and mini arcade, and the paddleboard preparation room. While this is the birds. It's a bird's eye view of the foyer and all the other spaces around it. Now going to my third presentation board, where you can see a perspective view of the south side of my design, where you can see the paddleboarders, and the north and east elevation. So here you can see the north elevation, and here you see the east elevation. And to the side of it, I show an exploded isometric of scale 1 to 200 to mainly show the construction of the roof. In my final presentation board, I provide the views of section XX and section YY, as well as the two special details which shows the construction of the main columns, which is the column that is holding the roof up, and a special decorative element of the gutter to hide the gutter from public view. And this is my typical section of scale 1 to 25 that shows the construction of roof to foundation. So that is all for my final project presentation. Thank you all for listening.